Hello everyone in YouTube land, Nintendo fanboy, also I'm back here as always. Alright, I haven't made a video in a week because there's not a lot going on. Some stuff is going on, but not a lot, especially with Nintendo. They had their indie thing or whatever, showing off a bunch of indie games on their channel, but nothing too special, nothing that I care for. But anyways, I want to talk to you about, I guess you can call this a rant. Not really a rant, it's not really a rant, I don't know. It's a bunch of different things. The Switch, indie games, 3DS, just a bunch of games. New Switch games on the horizon, who knows. What should I talk about first? It seems with the Switch and Nintendo right now, Nintendo's really supporting indie games big time. It seems like they're really going for, indie games have, the indie game renaissance has been taking over gaming for a long time. It's, almost overpowering to the point where it's like, okay, not that I don't like indie games, I have no problem with them at the same time. I do. I don't and I do. It's one of those things where they all look the same, they all blend together to me, you know what I mean? With Nintendo, it's like, wow, the Switch is really an indie game machine, Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Maybe for me it is, because I'm not interested in a lot of those games. It's really just a matter of opinion and matter of taste, I guess. It's just one of those things where, yeah, they all blend together, they all look alike. It's just not really interested in most of them. Some of them I like. I think the last indie game that I really liked was probably Shovel Knight, honestly, and that's a couple years ago. But yeah, these games just all look the same. They all have that look, not just a pixelated look too. But they just have this look that I just don't like. But yeah, it seems like, and for those that don't know this, there are more indie games on the Switch than actual first-party Nintendo games. Like, that's pretty fucking nuts. Yeah, there are more indie games on the Switch than actual first-party games. Like, that's crazy. I think that's kind of pathetic, honestly, for a Nintendo system. Like, holy crap. So, I don't know. It seems like Nintendo is supporting indie games more than actual Nintendo games. Like, they're supporting other indie games than actually making their own for their own system, which is just mind-boggling to me. You're just like, I understand, game development takes a long time, and these are just games they're putting out just to have Switch owners to have, to pass the time until other big games come out, you know what I mean? And we're only in the beginning of the year, but it just seems, that's the vibe that I get, is like they care more about supporting indie games on their system than actually making their own games on their own system. And we're coming up to the 2-year anniversary of the Switch in March, so it's just really almost the 3rd year. So it is just like, wow. Like, I just don't know what to say. Like, you go on Wikipedia, which I know a lot of people don't like Wikipedia, but I think people like Wikipedia now than a couple of years ago. But if you go on there and want to list of Switch games, like, there are more, like I said, there's more indie games than Nintendo games on there. Nintendo actually published games, like Nintendo first-party games, which is just, I think it's pathetic. I think it's pathetic, and it's taken too long to make games for this. Is Nintendo struggling with making games for their system? I don't know. I know some third parties are. We have some third-party games on there, Mortal Kombat 11, but a lot of these third-party games that are coming to the Switch, they're made by other developers. They're not made by, like, Mortal Kombat 11 is not made by, NetherRealms or Warner Brothers. It's made by someone else. I don't remember who it was, though. But that, and then Doom, I think Bethesda did Doom, or id, or whatever. I think they did Doom. But yeah, like, they always grab these like little like port developers to make third-party games on their system. It's not the actual developer of the game. It's not like Mortal Kombat 11. It's not NetherRealms or Warner Brothers. So it's stuff like that really like concerns me a little bit. That the like NetherRealms, the actual real developers, don't want to get their hands on the Switch. Like, they just don't want to take the time to do it. The Switch is not as weak as people make it out to be. Obviously, it's not as powerful as Xbox One or PS4, but at the same time, it's like, take the time to do it. If Nintendo can make good looking games on their system. Third parties can do it too. It's just you have to take the effort, and they don't want to do the effort because they're lazy. They are. They want to do it. Then you can. You honestly can. So enough about third parties and indies and all that stuff. The 3DS, like the 3DS is still alive. I don't know why. Obviously Mario Luigi, Bowser's in his story, plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey just came out not that long ago. I don't understand why the 3DS is still alive. I don't get it. Why the 3DS is still alive. I don't understand. It's an 8-9-year-old system or whatever. We're in 2019 now. We're almost in 2020, and the 3DS is still here. It's still a thing. I think it's slowly kind of dying out. All they have in stores is the 2DSs in stores. They're starting to get rid of the new 3DS XLs, but the 3DS is still there. It's still there. It's just like Nintendo always says that about their systems, where it's like, yes, it's going to coexist, whatever. You know, they said that a couple months ago. Obviously, the new president of Nintendo said that. I don't believe that. I think they're just saying that so people won't stop buying the 3DS. But it's like everyone who has a 3DS bought a 3DS. Honestly, like everyone who has a 3DS bought it, and it's not. You know, you made your money off of it. The 3DS had its time. It's not, you know, the new hotness anymore. Like, you have to stop. Like, 3DS has to stop sometime, right? It has time. Whatever. It's great. It has a great library of games. And the Switch is a handheld too, so I don't know what Nintendo's plan is. Nintendo's plan was to combine their home console and handheld teams together, so they only have to have a handheld and a home console. Make games for this, make games for that. So why would you have two handhelds out there? You know what I mean, is Nintendo just so stubborn to not kill the 3DS, which is just mind-boggling to me too? You know, like I don't get it. The Switch is a handheld in a home console. That's the whole point. Like, is Nintendo gonna come out with a new handheld after the 3DS? Like, I can't see that actually happening. Is Nintendo scared of only having the Switch as their only main system and not making money on something else? Because that's all they have. You know, no one's buying the 3DS. I don't think so. Are still people buying 3DS games? I saw the MPD thing on there. I mean, it's the same games you see on all the lists every year on 3DS games, you know. So it's like the 3DS has hit a wall. It's reached its peak. It's not that anymore. It was a good system. It really was. After the DS, you know, it was a good successor. But yeah, I just feel like Nintendo is scared to let go of the 3DS because they only have the Switch. Because the Switch is a home console and handheld. But that was their plan. That was Iwata's plan, right? The Switch is Iwata's idea. You added some, you know, his ideas are in there, right? So it's like you have the Switch, you know what I mean? And it's selling well. You're making money off of it, you know, tons of money. You're not losing. You're profiting off of it. So I don't see what the big deal is. The Switch is selling a lot. Their expectations on selling the Switch is what, 20 million, I think. They want to sell 20 million. I saw that on there, and I think they can do it, you know, of course. But you got to make more games. That's another thing I want to talk about. More fucking games. So I talked about indie games, just countless indie games. That's all they have. Not that there's nothing wrong with indie games, you know what I mean? But we need more first-party games too. So I already talked about indie games. Talk about the 3DS. Talking about now about, you know, actual first-party fucking games, guys. Like, there needs to be more first-party games. I get it. Development takes a long time, like Animal Crossing and, you know, whatever. All these big games take a long fucking time. But at the same time, you still have droughts. You're still in that Wii U phase where there is nothing there. Like, we're getting Yoshi by March 29th is the release date for Yoshi's Crafted World. That's the release date for that. And then what else after that? I mean, you came out with New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, and then Yoshi's Crafted World. So it's like, is it a game every month or is it a game every couple of months? You're not keeping Switch owners busy. Only with certain indie games, and that's why they're doing that, obviously, with indie games. But not all those games appeal to a lot of people, so you're just kind of left with nothing. You're literally left with nothing. It's like I said, though, I'm going back to that. Are they struggling making games for the Switch? I think they are, honestly. I think they're struggling making games for the Switch. I don't know. I hope the Switch is not a system where the own company of their... I think they're hopefully Nintendo's not making struggling making games for their own system. That's what I'm getting at. Like, I just don't want that to be the case. What else? What else? I already touched on indie games, touched up on the 3DS. Just a lot of things that just bother me. I had to get out in the open. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people like to sugarcoat everything and just kind of like, everything's great. Everything's awesome. It's so cool. The Switch is selling great. Of course the Switch is selling great. That's great for Nintendo. It's great for the Switch. Whatever. But yeah, you can't deny things. You know what I mean? You can't deny things where it's like, yes, that's all it's on the Switch is indie games. Nintendo's not letting go of the 3DS. They already have their system out there that's doing great, so they can let go of the 3DS now. What else? I mean, Nintendo was struggling so much on the Wii U, and they were relying on Amiibo sales too. You look back on that, you know, like that comes into play. So I mean, they made a lot of money on Amiibos. They made a lot of money on 3DS systems. I mean, they came out with new models too. They made a lot of money on 3DS games, and obviously Switch games. So it's like they're doing great. It's just this. There's just nothing there. There's nothing there for the Switch, and we're in a drought. We were in a drought. I mean, 2017, everyone thought the first year of the Switch was just amazing. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't think it was that great, in my opinion. I mean, it was getting some third-party stuff there that you didn't expect, like Doom and whatever, which is awesome. But at the same time, and surprise stuff like Mario and Rabbids, which I didn't care about, but it was getting stuff, and you had two big games there from Nintendo, like Zelda and Mario. I didn't think it was all that great, what people made it out to be. They launched a new system, whatever, it's great. It's always an exciting time when the company launches a new system, but the games are just not, it was weak. To me, the Switch, I should start with 2018 after that. 2018 was slow. It was a slow year. It was the second year of the Switch. We're still in the second year. We're almost, you know, in March here pretty soon. But no, like, it was just a slow 2018. That's just the fact. You know, there was ports living off the Wii U stuff. And then a couple of stuff like Smash Brothers and whatever, and they did experimental stuff like Labo, and then now it's just, I mean, Yoshi is coming out in March, and that's not until March 29th. That's not yet. You know what I mean? Like, it's soon, but there's not a lot to play there. There's not a lot to play, and it's taken too much time for these big games to come out, and they don't have that like game a month type of thing. You're like, oh my god, this is really consistent. I think this year will be better than 2018, but I still think 2018 is still going to be slow. I think towards the summer and then the holiday of this year we'll pick it up. Be like, okay, this is a little bit better. It's not as great, but a little bit better. We'll see. We're only in January. I'm not going to jump to conclusions here, but at the same time, it's like, what do you have? What do you fucking have from Nintendo? You know what I mean? What do you guys have for your own system instead of just these indie games all the time, these mobile-looking games and all this other stuff? It's like, this is not going to do for me. This is not going to cut it for me. Not for me at all. Like, I didn't buy a Switch, or I don't think anyone buys a new system just for indie games. That's insane. That's what the Switch is, and that's what I can't forget this. The Switch is an indie game system. It's an indie game system. It really is. It's like the new Vita. It's like the new PS Vita. Is that a bad thing? Is that a good thing? I guess if you're in indie games, well, then you're in heaven. You got it. But for me, it's kind of like, I don't care about any of this stuff. I don't care. I personally just do not care for any of this stuff. I can't, force it where I can't pretend that I care and be excited for this and, fake enthusiasm. I want to be excited, but there's just nothing fucking there. You know what I mean? Ports and it's a problem that some of these indie games are good, but most of them that are good, they're on other systems. They're on other systems. They're on the Wii U, they're on the 3DS, they're on the Xbox One, PS4, PS3. Who cares? It's not a big deal. You know what I mean? It's not really, oh my god, look at this Goat Simulator. It's like, who gives a shit? I don't care about that. Like, you make a big deal on these games, and it's just like, I don't care. You expect people to care. You're just like, no, I don't care. I don't give a shit. So it's really hard to stay excited. It's really hard to stay excited. I'm trying, and just like, God, Nintendo. I know a lot of people love these indie games, and it's, oh, look at this new side-scroller. It's just like, all these games look the same. All these side-scrollers look the same. All these top-down type indie games look the same. Everything just blends together. Yeah, I just don't know. And there's, like I said, the Switch is like the PS Vita. It really is. There's tons of dating simulators on there. You look on you go on the eShop, and you're just like, this is just, what is this? I don't know what this is. I don't identify with any of this stuff. So it really sucks. So development is going slow with some of these games, and hopefully Animal Crossing comes out this year. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I just don't know Pokemon and stuff like that. So I talked about 3DS, talk about indie games, talk about me wanting big games on the Switch, and I wish a new model would come out. I really wish a new model would come out. I don't want to forget about that. I really want a new model to come out. This video is going really long. I can make videos long now because I'm doing my phone. It's good to get a rant out there like this, get off my chest. Whether people like it or not, I don't care. I really don't care. And some comments down there are saying, "Oh, I just hope Nintendo continues to piss off this guy and all this stuff." It's like, yeah, that's fine. People can say that stuff. Nintendo's not necessarily pissing me off. It's just they're annoying me a little bit, and I have a right to be annoyed. I'm a consumer. I'm a fan. I've been a fan of Nintendo since the beginning of my life. So I have every right to say this stuff. It annoys me. I don't sugarcoat shit. Okay, like other sites out there do. Like, oh, it's so great. There's so much stuff going on. So much good games. There's 1,000 games on the Switch. It's 1,000+ games on there. It's like, no, there's not 1,000+ games on there. It's all just junk. It's all junk. Okay, I can't. No, I'm not gonna hide it. I'm not gonna deny it. I can't. Are there good indie games on the Switch? Yes, there is. Very little though. We have to dig through them, but it's just not good. Not good overall. So yeah, I talked about everything I needed to talk about. Like I said, indie games, talk about that to death. Third parties. Just wanting big games on the Switch. Like I said, I want a new model. I want a new model of the Switch. I want a better made model of the Switch with better material and casing. Because I still see photos on Facebook groups of people have cracked systems and they're making their own. They're taking the casing off their system. Like, they're literally taking the casing off their system, and my Switch is fine right now. I got it back a while ago. It's all good. It's not cracked. I just don't want it to happen again, and I'm lucky I didn't pay for it. I know that sounds like annoying to keep harping on the cracked thing or whatever that, but it's like, I'm not happy with the system. I wish they would come out with a new model. Of course, they're not going to come out with a brand new system yet. I know heard reports like, yes, they're not making a new system. It's like, of course they're not making a new system. I just want a new model. That's all I want. I want a new model. So I don't know. Oh God, yeah. But people were making new casings for their own system. They didn't even bother taking it in. They're custom made stuff for their Switch. I wouldn't do that. So I don't want to do that. I wouldn't do that. I don't do that stuff. I don't mod anything. I just play it for what it is. Like I don't mod anything. I don't make my own stuff. I do none of that stuff. I don't mess with any of that. So I don't want to mess with nothing. I don't want to ruin anything. So I don't want to ruin my warranty on my system, or not warranty, but I don't want to ruin it to get it fixed. So you don't want to mess with any of that. But yeah, I want a new model also. I just can't stress that enough. So I talk about this enough. So I rant over. Yeah, it's just really weird time for Nintendo fans and gamers, and just people that love Nintendo. It's just strange, weird stuff. How development is taking so long on these games, and we know that obviously, and I'm aware of that. The game development takes a lot of time, so I'm not an idiot. But at the same time, it's like, geez, like, you have more indie games on your own system than games from you, Nintendo, on your own system. Like, there's more indie games on the Switch than actual Nintendo games. I had to put that in this video. Like, I know people don't want to hear that, but maybe some people don't care about that. They love the indie games, and I don't, whatever. But when you look at that, you're just like, second year of the system. Did the Wii U have more Nintendo games than indie games? I'm not sure. But God, I'm looking at this and just like, ugh. And there's a lot of crap on the Wii U also, on the Wii U eShop. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of crap on there. And in Wii also, we had a lot of shovelware too. But we had consistent first party. It was one of the best generations of Nintendo in a long time with the Wii. Like, with the WiiWare and actual Wii games too, I don't know, it's just strange. So anyways, peace out. Comment out below what you think about all this that I talked about in this video. Later. More random videos coming soon. Later. Bye.